My name is Jordan Lechner. I'm the sales manager for Chronic Creations.
Chronic Creations was founded right about 2 years ago.
I believe the lab has 16 employees.
But generally, so we get the trim. It's stored in a freezer. Once we take it out, we load it into doing it legally. You do it in a closed loop extraction system. So you'll load that in what we call a column. First thing you do is you pull a vacuum on it, so it will pull the solvent down. You run solvent through the column. Right now our machine uses a Haskell pump, and the pump will pump the solvent through hoses and things like that into a collection chamber. And then the collection chamber, using the pump, the gases will kind of float up, and then it'll be all recycled into the solvent tank. That's why it's called a loop, because it runs in a circle. You use the solvent to get the resin to fall off the plant, and then the Haskell pump pushes that solvent back into the tank. So it's a closed loop system. Once you do what we call a run, once we've gotten all the resin to fall off of the flour that's in there, it comes in a liquid, kind of call it liquid shatter. It's just a mix of THC, fats, lipids, and gas, whatever solvent you use. Once it comes out on a tray, once we call it doing a pour off, once we pour it out of the machine, you let it sit next to a vent that we have because it's still got solvent in it. Once it's cooled down a little bit, it goes into a vacuum oven. We put atmospheric pressure on it. When you put atmospheric pressure on a solvent, it makes the boiling point lower, so we don't have to put the oven at a very high temperature to get the solvent to boil off. So it saves the terpenes. That's the stuff that gives plants flavor and smell, stuff that we like to taste when we're smoking it. So generally it stays in the oven for 3 days.
That's where the purging process will take place, and that's where you will take out all of those residual solvents that are left in there. Everything will be put into shatter. We can get our residuals out easier that way, as opposed to instantly whipping it. So then as soon as we have that shatter put out, then we will whip that into wax.
Shatter, it stays in shatter form, and we kind of polish it with what we call a heat gun. Live resin is real simple. It goes into a Pyrex, it sits in the oven. So nothing too crazy with that.
The main ones would be wax, shatter, and live resin. They all have different consistencies, but they are very similar as far as the extraction method. It's just the finishing method that would separate them. And also the trim that goes into it when you look at the live resin. Wax, you would have a consistency, obviously, that just like the sound, it's more of a waxy, buttery, peanut buttery type consistency. And the shatter, which is more of like a soft Jolly Rancher looking type consistency. And then the live resin, which can come back at a little more of like a sugary appearance to it. When it's heavy in terpenes, it can have a little bit more of a liquid look to it, a little more syrupy look.
My name is Matt Conley, and I am a packager. I package and I gram things up here at Chronic Creations. We do a lot of gramming. That's just dividing a larger portion into separate 1 gram divisions, of course, shatter or wax. But when orders are due, we shift gears and we take those prepackaged bits into smaller chunks for the clients and put them in the final packaging.
You know, at this point, there are a lot of concentrate companies out there, and each one of them talks about their quality and different things. I do know that our quality sets itself apart from some of the other places. The people that we have doing the magic inside the lab here do a fantastic job. We have an attention to detail and a quality standard that we have set for ourselves. Not only just because we set our bar high, but because we are all people who appreciate quality concentrates. We know what quality concentrates are, and we don't want to smoke something that isn't the best of the best. So if there's one thing I want somebody to know about Chronic Creations, it's that we strive to be the best, we want to be the best, and we're smart enough to know if we are or not. So we're looking for that first place trophy.